All right. Welcome, everyone, to the special edition with KGTropicals. Say hello, John.
Hello. How is everyone tonight?
Hopefully the sound is all right. It looks all right on my end. We'll just wait for anyone to say otherwise. But how's it going? How's the fish world treating you?
It's kicking my butt is what it's doing. I've been at it all day yesterday, all day today, and I am worn out. I am not going to have to take sleeping pills tonight. That is for sure.
Yeah, I don't know how long we're going to go, but if we somehow make it to 2 hours, that's where we're going to cut it off.
It's fine by me. I have no plans for the rest of the night. I'm actually home alone, so we can
Except
go
for all your
night
little
if you want.
dolls behind you.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if you know the project that we have going on right now, but this basement is completely torn upside down, and this is kind of the best looking shot. So this is what you get tonight.
Yeah, I know you're swapping rooms again, but I got to ask, you have your door open and the fan on.
Yep.
Aren't you in like Virginia? Shouldn't it be cold there?
Let me see. It's not. We actually had a nice day today. It's 57 degrees right now. And the thing is, it's hard to explain, but this room here is like a big L. And on the other end of the L over here is where we had all of the bettas. We actually have, it's so bad, but we actually have a blanket hanging up that I stapled to the wall, separating the two rooms. And Lisa has the heat up over there, like 86 degrees for the fish. Well, that pretty much, even though there's, the barrier there, it still made this entire room so ridiculously hot. So this is kind of how I keep from dying down here. But the good news is yesterday I built the wall over there to separate these two rooms on the other side. And we moved all the fish today. So going to start getting more normal down here as far as temperature goes.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Like, so you're heating to 80 something degrees with the door open. What's your electricity going to be like?
Well,
your electric bill.
It's not as bad as you would think because the thermostat's upstairs. So if it's cold down here in this particular room, it doesn't really affect the thermostat upstairs. You know what I mean? So yeah, some heat is going out of the room, but the thermostat upstairs doesn't know that. So it's not really a problem.
I did the blanket barrier for a while, and it ended up costing a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, our power bill is ridiculous, but we've got a bunch of people that live in this house. We've got that one.
Wait, I thought everyone moved out.
Not everyone. We've still got a few. We've still got a few, but it's a small room that she was heating up to that high of a temperature, and it's a completely enclosed room except for the blanket barrier. But it doesn't take long to heat that room up. So it wasn't, the heating bill is not more than what we would expect, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's always, well, I guess when you can expect it, like even if it's $500, if you expect it, you can plan for it.
And it's a business expense, so.
Yeah, it means it's a write-off, right?
That's right.
So I want to talk to you about fish that you want. Not that you're selling or not that you want, business-wise, but like as far as like fish that you're excited about personally, is there anything you want to get?
You're going to absolutely hate my answer.
Oscar.
Well, see, here's the thing. We've had some problems in our 360-gallon tank with our Oscars being a bit aggressive, and they've actually killed both of my arowanas, which is devastating. So I'm arowana-less down in that tank. My plan, which you're going to love, is to just add 4 more Oscars. So I want to get a red, an albino red, and 2 lemons. And then that's all that's going to be in that tank is 6 Oscars. So that's kind of the plan for that one. But I mean, other than that, the answer is always going to be an Asian arowana, but that's kind of stupid to even say because we know we can't make that happen unless you want to make some kind of shady deal in some back alley somewhere, which I'm not wanting to be a part of. So that's always going to be at the top of my list. But other than that, it's the Oscars.
I mean, hey, just because I don't like them doesn't mean I don't appreciate them. Danny, my cohort recently, she has Oscars, and she has some pretty good looking Oscars. And then she messaged me like 2 weeks ago, like, oh, I did a thing. And I was like, don't tell me you bought more Oscars. And yep. She's like, but they look so, I like, what was it? I mean, they're obviously abused at like Petco or PetSmart,
Right.
And so she saved them, and I was like, stop doing that. You're just enabling.
It's kind of a nostalgic thing for me because Oscars are one of the first fish that I had. So many people is their first fish. So there is a little bit of nostalgia to it, but I don't know. I mean, they're easy to keep, which is nice because I'm 100 miles an hour all day long. I don't, get to maintain my tanks as much as I'd like to. So they're easy to take care of. They're energetic. They're personable, and they're pretty. I don't care what anybody says. So, yeah. I mean, it's not like it's my dream fish, if that's what you were asking. But
no, not dream fish.
Yeah, but that's the plan for my next fish. In fact, I might go get one tomorrow. I'm not sure, but looking for Oscars that can go immediately into that tank that are big enough, because mine are pushing probably 10 inches now. So getting them big enough to put in there is kind of a challenge, but we're going to figure it out. I might get a red tomorrow, and then the guy's going to look for some.
Yeah, Corey
reds.
had his wild caught one that looked insanely good. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while. I don't know what happened to it. If he still has it, I don't know. But yeah, they definitely look good. I'm just not a fan of that type of fish. So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I do think the albino Oscars are insanely ugly. Someone just says albinos are the best. But just a regular Oscar with the orange, when you feed them well and they get the really bright orange, I think that's a really good looking fish. But that type of fish is just not for me.
I mean, I get it. We all have our own tastes, but I don't get it when you say that the albino is ugly, because I feel the exact opposite. I feel like the reds, which are black and orange, they're awesome. That was my first Oscar I ever had, was not a red, but a tiger. And I loved it. I mean, it was amazing, but the albino tigers have always been my absolute favorite. So I totally agree with you, but I like albino fish. So that's
maybe just because I've never seen like a good quality one in person. The only albinos I've ever seen are, Petco or at an LFS that's been turned in and beat up. And
take a look at mine. Mine is, I'm going to admit, I mean, sure, I'm a little biased, but I think mine is gorgeous. He's just a jerk, but.
Well, that's kind of what they are.
What?
There's Corey right there. He says, my wild Oscar went to a 400-gallon with some more Oscars here locally.
Beautiful.
There you go.
See, that's kind of the same thing I'm doing.
And Furloughs Aquatics with the $20 super chat for the shelter drive. Thank you. Donations are still going in till next Monday. So my next Monday live stream will be the end. And then I'll be taking them in Tuesday or Thursday. Most likely Thursday, though. But thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. One of those types of fish that I want is the Hadiensa Cichlid. Have you ever seen one of those?
You got to give me a common name. So
the black nasty. And you're frozen. Let's see. While John's figuring that out, let's go to doesn't want a fish that eats pinky mice and grows so huge. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to feed him that. Zen Ginger says, so wait, did John say what happened to the Severums? Haven't heard. He's probably on Wi-Fi. Oscar with Royal Pleco thoughts. Probably not a good idea. Does anyone know if Paleatus cories would be good with a Congo spotted puffer? Cody, yes, both of those are pretty community-friendly fish, so it should be all right. Brandon, the guy with the $10 super chat, hoping all is well, buddy. Thanks. I'm curious how your... oh, no, you see our call history. Let me try and call him again. How are your Ackies doing, buddy? Any more babies? I'm late. Where's Bob at? I'm right here. We're missing John. Dale says, Red Tiger Oscar was one of my first fish too. Mine was, man, I don't know that I remember my first fish, but one of them was definitely a baller shark. Thoughts on Target Puffer? I've never kept that one, but John isn't online. All right. Well, we can do this. I think. Whoa. Let's do that until John gets back. I am like full screen mode and not in HD. I'm waiting for the submarine to be attacked. Ever heard of Baja Red Oscars? It is a local with natural long fins, gets bigger than the normal Oscar, plus a different pattern as well. No, I've never heard of that before. Verani Guy says, Ackies are doing great. Lots of copulation going on lately. Female might be gravid again. All the babies have gone to their new homes. That's awesome. Sounds like the hunt for Red October. Are you talking about my audio? Is my audio screwed up? No, I'm really confused. Cody says, love me some lemon tetras. I'm about to have a giant school. Shrimp looks like monsters. I don't like being this close to the screen. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. There. That's much better. Kind of. Sorry, guys. Life has happened. Got to go. We'll watch later. Hope the connection with John comes back soon. Yeah, this is going to be a really fun live stream. Oh. Oh, yeah. That's me calling John. Hunt for the Red October. Hunt for the Red October is my second favorite submarine movie. Yeah. I can put myself on a branch. Maybe. How about right here on this piece of rock? Hey, buddy. Okay, here. I know what we can do while we wait for John. Maybe this will work. I don't know. I want Bob, Bottom Dweller. Hey, now that I've screwed up my settings.
I don't know what happened there. I think it was a Skype thing because the internet and everything on my end is fine. I was sitting here watching you, and it just went out. I don't know.
Yeah, I need to find a better solution than Skype, but Yardbird or whatever that other program everyone uses is not it, because you cannot stream in high def, and whatever I just did killed my high def setting, so I'm not even in high def right now, but still.
Ecamm Live is what I use, and it works well.
What is it?
Ecamm Live. It's a paid thing. You have to pay for it, but it's only like $80 for the year, and it seems to be really good.
Kelly says, Bob, I work for my local shelter, and I just want to say thank you for shining some light on shelters. Also, I am familiar with the one you are supporting, and they're truly wonderful. Oh, you must be local or just dealt with them. Thank you. I appreciate it. I spent a lot of time there. All right. Red October was the nickname in college. Yeah, we kind of got a little off topic waiting for you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
What were we talking about? Oh, the Black Nasty Cichlid.
Right.
You ever seen it?
I have. I can't tell you a whole lot about it, but I have seen it.
I'm kind of curious. They get huge. I don't know if they get Oscar size, but they get pretty big. And my first year at the Aquatic Experience is when I saw one in person. And I was like, that's the coolest fish ever at the time. Now I think Dean's Lungfish is the coolest fish ever. I don't know if you watched that video, but
I haven't seen that, but I've seen Lungfish. They're pretty wild.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I'm kind of nerding out on Dean's Lungfish, and I kind of want to get one for myself now, but we'll see.
The name of that fish just kind of creeps me out a little bit. It's just weird.
What, lumpy?
Like, no. I mean,
Lungfish. Lungfish.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it's just weird.
I think that, they can go like 5 years without being in water
That's crazy.
and without eating. So
Yeah, that's bananas.
pretty crazy fish. So what else is new with you? How many tanks are you up to?
For our personal tanks or for
yeah, personal tanks.
Well, we just took 6 of them down. So and another 6 became business tanks. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have one sitting in the driveway. It's going to probably end up being like 10 when it's all said and done.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that has fish tanks in the driveway.
Yeah, well, the problem is I don't have anywhere to put it yet. It's another 240 gallon, and it's sitting in the crates from Custom Aquariums. That's kind of what got the ball rolling on doing this whole project that we're doing with transferring everything. We were originally going to put that down here, and now we're moving it up to there. So it got delivered mid-project, so it's got to sit in the driveway in the crate for a week or so until we get it in there. But we're working on it.
So what you're saying is I should back my truck up one night.
Good luck. Hope you got some strong friends, because that's an 1,100-pound crate. So.
Oh, it's probably glass if it's from Custom Aquariums, huh?
Yeah, and it's one really tall crate that has the stand and everything in it. I didn't get filtration this time, so it doesn't have that, but it's got the stand, it's got the tank, it's got the lids, it's got everything all in there. So yeah, it's 1,100 pounds. So yeah, good luck.
Oh yeah, Chattanooga Ed. Eye biter is the creepiest fish name. The Malawi eye biter.
That's I'm not going to argue with that. And I
don't know why anyone would buy that fish. Like I think you have one, don't you?
I don't have one anymore. I've had one in the past. I love them because so many African cichlids, unless you get into some of the big predatory haps and stuff like that, they're all very similar. The imbunas are, you can tell it's an imbuna. Peacocks, same way. I call them diddycomps. That's what I've always called them. Dimitochromis compressiceps. It's one of the only scientific names I know. They're just so unique looking. I don't know, that pointy head. I just think they're really cool. And I've never, ever seen one bite another fish's eye. So.
I just remember going, like when I first got back into fish after my hiatus, I remember going to a local fish store that's now shut down. And I was like, where are all the eyeballs on these fish? And the guy was like, oh, that fish right there eats them. So I'm just thinking, like, why would you put that in a tank if it's just going to eat all the eyeballs?
Yeah, that makes no sense. I've never seen that. I mean, I've had them full grown with other full grown fish. Never been an issue. I mean,
must be a thing of like keeping them well fed and they won't try to eat eyeballs.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's just luck of the draw. I mean, you talk about Oscars being mean. Until these two with the arowanas, I've never had an Oscar that was mean, ever. Every single Oscar I've ever had has always just been really mellow and laid back. I think it's just, luck of the draw. Sometimes you get them that are nasty. Sometimes you get them that are really nice. I mean, I don't know. Well, people are the same way. Some people are serial killers and others are not.
Yeah, but the thing with Oscars is I feel like it could be like the nicest fish for like 3 years and then it just kills everything the next day. It's like, you know what? Screw all you. You're all dead.
But you know what? An angelfish
serial
can do
killers,
the same thing.
they're out killing their whole life. They start with killing animals and they move on to people.
You mean to tell me there's never been a rainbow fish that has gone ballistic in an aquarium before?
No, they're happy fish. That's why they're called rainbow fish. They're happy.
I promise you there's stories out there of those becoming little serial killers, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, there's definitely aggressive rainbow fish, but it's that rainbow fish. It's not like every species of rainbow fish. Like turquoise rainbows can be jerks. We know that. But some rainbows are not jerks. Oscars eventually will always be a jerk at some point. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing and that's wrong. That's just who they are,
I don't know. I guess I guess what's got me thinking the way I do is the last Oscar I had before these would not hurt a fly. You could put guppies in the tank with him. I I call it a him. I don't know if it was a male or a female. That fish would not bother anything else. In fact, it was the other way. There was always other fish beating him up. And so I guess that's kind of made me a little biased towards thinking
This is
all
probably
Oscars
the
are
one
nice.
that killed your arowanas at night.
No, this one died actually in like 2015 or
Oh, okay.
no, 2017. He was the one I could put him literally with anything. I could put bettas in the tank with him and he would not have a problem. So, but that's just, again, you get one that's nice and the others that are complete maniacs. I don't know. I mean, you never really know.
All right, real quick, we got Steven with the $10 super chat, says for the doggies and subordinate animals. And also Evan, Shelter Fund, $10 super chat, but question, an LFS offered to buy fish from me today, asked for a price sheet. Would you recommend I list only have, I think that means recommend I list only fish I have now or include what I will have in a few months from now. I would include your entire list and then say what you have in stock currently. And then, so like, if you have 20 Moscow guppies, like red ones, in a month you'll have 20 black ones, just put them both on there and just put quantity 20, quantity 0 currently. Because you definitely want them, I feel like you want them to know what you do have going on. That's my take on it.
I agree, which is unfortunate because I like arguing with you. But when we had our shop, that's how I would have wanted it. I don't necessarily need a sheet, but I'd like to know, you have these fish right now, but what else are you breeding? Because if you treat me right and your fish are good, it's going to stay in my brain like, oh, I need to get these. I know a guy that's got them. So it'd be nice to know not only what you have, but what you're going to have.
I've had a few questions about my new dog. I just want to say that he's doing well, fitting in well. We've had 2 skirmishes already. That's kind of be expected as we all learn each other. And he's sitting here with his head on my armrest right now. So he's doing well.
It shows how disconnected I am. I did not even know you got a new dog. Shame on me. What kind of dog is it?
I got a Doberman.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah. 1-year-old Doberman.
You got him from the shelter?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, a Doberman is one of my like must-have dogs. It's on the bucket list.
I've
So
always
as soon as I
loved
saw
dogs.
him, I went to the head honcho and I was like, I gotta have this dog if he makes it through the process.
That's awesome. I watched something 5 minutes before you called me on Skype. This is going to be a stupid question because it's a massive channel, but are you familiar with that YouTube channel? I think it's called the Dodo or something like that, where it shows a
Kind
lot
of.
let me see. Let me make sure I'm telling you the right channel. But it's basically like all stories about people that have rescued. I think it's primarily dogs, but yeah, it's called the Dodo, the DODO.
And he's gone again. Yeah, I shared it in a Janelle. I shared it in a members only post, but also on Instagram. You can see videos of him. And we're waiting for John again. Oh boy, gotta love the internet, right? Let's go back to here. And now I'm in this random spot. Let's just put me right down here. And I guess make sure there's no dogs behind me. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, come here. Oh, look at this guy. Oh, please. Oh. Hey, buddy. Hey. Got a kiss? Oh. Not a French kiss. Not a French kiss. No, not a French kiss. Just a regular kiss. Yeah. Look. Look. Look at that schnoz. Look at that schnoz. Oh. He just loves to snuggle. Don't you? Don't ya? Okay. 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 Watch out. All right. Maybe, oh, it says he's still online. I don't know what happened here. Let me try. Yeah, he's 1 year old. 1 year old? 1 year old. And, his... Well, that's not going to work. He was surrendered as a stray. So not surrendered, but he came in as a stray. And he was very attached to the person that brought him in. And then he's neutered and microchipped as well. And so when they called the people on the microchip, they were like, oh, we rehomed him a while ago and we don't remember to who. So we all know it was the owner that surrendered him, that he wasn't a stray. And yeah, he's already 80 pounds at 1 year. And I don't think he's going to get much bigger. But when I drove him home, he got up on like the center console in my Jeep and rested his head like on the bill of my hat for like the drive home. And I only let him do that until I got on to like the highway. And then I was like, you got to sit down, buddy. It's not safe. And then he laid down with his head on my lap the rest of the ride home. So, and he pretty much hasn't left my side ever since. And so far, the only issue is all my dogs are like protecting me or like want to protect me. And so there was a fight that broke out and they all think they're trying to protect me from the other ones when they all need to protect me together, I guess. And so we're still learning. We're still learning. But he already knows. Well, he doesn't already know, but he already knew sit, but he didn't know stay. Now he knows stay, and he knows kennel. So when I say kennel, all my dogs run into their kennel. And so that's pretty nice. Multi-Jacker says, $10 for the shelter, Mr. Bob. But I has a question for you. Can you quarantine small fish with a large Lease specimen container? Well, it depends on like how small. But like rasboras, as long as you have like a mini sponge filter or something, then yeah, I wouldn't have any problems doing it in a large specimen container. Dobermans look funny with their tails docked and their ears cropped. I like them either way. I have no preference. Here we go. My pit mix doesn't have his ears cropped, and he cuts them all the time. He'll shake next to like a table or with a sharp edge and just rips them open. And so I definitely get having cropped ears. But we're going to welcome John back on. I don't know what's going on, man.
I don't either. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I switched everything. I just switched to a different computer. We'll see if it was a computer problem. I don't know.
Oh, well, the image sure looks better, so I guess the internet's fine.
I have no idea. I mean, the weird thing is everything else was still working. The replay, or not the replay, but the stream was still on my computer. I don't know. I just don't know.
Oh, well, we'll move on. If it happens again, maybe we'll just cut the stream at an hour and call it good. I don't know.
I'm sorry, man. This is what comes along with me doing streams with you. It's just, it's part of the deal. You're going to have technical problems.
Oh, of course. And I'm not any better. And, always like having you on. You're one of 2 people so far that will come on anytime I ask. So I appreciate you coming on, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, and I don't even know why I'm that way with you. You're so mean to me all the time.
I know.
But
it's give and take.
I know. I like giving you a hard time saying you're mean to me when I'm just as mean to you, and I know it.
I know. And you have the larger following, so then everyone comes and bullies me because I'm bullying you. It makes me cry.
Fun. I mean, but yeah, you don't give me any more hard of a time than I give to you, but it's all in good fun.
Now I forgot what we were talking about again.
I was telling you about that YouTube channel, The Dodo.
Oh, right.
And I don't know. I mean, it always pops up in my suggested feed. And I guess it's where anybody can kind of send their stories to this channel, and they post it on the channel, and it's almost 100% of the time it's like real rescue stories, not necessarily going to a shelter and getting a rescue dog, but like there's a dog in an alley under some boxes, you know what I mean, and they pull the dog out of there and rescue it, and it's unbelievable stories. Check it out if you want a good cry. If you feel like you need to have a good cry, go on that channel, because I know how passionate you are about dogs and all animals. I
gotta admit, I do have a tough time watching those kind of videos.
They're always happy stories, though. You know, I mean, you see it and it's like, oh man, I feel so bad for that dog or that cat, but it always ends well, you know. And I watched one, like I said, 5 minutes before you called me, and this dog was gnarly. I mean, it was just not injured, just.
Yeah, they usually have like mange and all that.
This dog had a lot of challenges and a lot of deformities. And to see the love that this woman that rescued this dog was giving it, it was just, it got me right here.
Yeah, you know, I do come across these videos, and sometimes I start binge watching them, and I just think like, it's always the same people. It's like, where are they that there's all these wild dogs? I literally have never seen a wild dog in Washington in my life, not even a lost dog. And I drive around with a slip lead, which is the leash, you know, like the noose,
right?
A regular leash, dog food, dog treats, and a dog bowl, and a gallon of water, just like waiting, like, where is this animal that I'm going to rescue? And it just never happens.
My UPS guy, you reminded me, I've actually developed a relation. That sounded weird. I've become friends.
Does Lisa know about this?
I've become friends with my UPS driver. And he's an awesome guy. And I live on a street, my neighborhood. To get to my neighborhood, you have to drive through a real narrow street. And it's one of those streets that 2 cars can fit through, but I'm driving a full-size pickup truck. And if it's another good-sized vehicle, you know, we have to kind of both pull off the side of the road a little bit to get by. And he was coming, I was going out, he was coming in, and he was in his big, giant UPS truck, and he's like stopping, but he's not getting out. He keeps stopping. I'm watching him from 300 yards away. He keeps stopping, and I'm like, what's he doing? His name's Shrek. His nickname is Shrek. I'm like, what is Shrek doing? And what he was doing was he was driving along and stopping and throwing dog biscuits out the window to people's dogs that were in their yards. And he threw dog biscuits to like 5 or 6 different dogs. And he said he does that every single day. He drives down the street and throws all these dogs dog biscuits. I was like, yes, that's my guy right there.
Wow, that's interesting. I try to train my dogs not to take treats from strangers, because you never know.
This is true. It's unfortunate that you would even have to say that, but it's very true.
Yep. But when I was a kid, we had somebody throw ground beef with tacks in it over the fence. And so ever since then, luckily our dogs didn't eat it. We found it before they did, but yeah. And our dogs, they weren't even like annoying dogs. They didn't bark. They didn't do anything. So
that's
just
shame.
A random serial killer in the making.
I mean, when it's a UPS driver, though, I would probably be.
Oh, yeah. You know,
some random guy in his Honda. Yeah, I would probably have a problem with that.
I usually take my dogs to the dump with me, like at least one. And I took my old dog there, and they have like dog biscuits, but they're like just the cheapest, crappiest, like 10-cent dog biscuits. And they're like, does your dog want a biscuit? And they handed it to my dog, and she just looked at him like, what is this? It just snubbed him.
You've raised
it was so funny.
Shoot, my dogs would tear anything up. They're actually laying right here next to me. I'd show you, but you know, you don't like my dogs. But
hey, I like all dogs. I just prefer large dogs.
I do too. I've been jonesing here lately to get another big dog, but I don't know. I was watching videos. Wow, you're going to get in trouble here because we're not talking about fish at all.
I know. People have probably already left anyways.
And now because I'm live on YouTube in front of a whole lot of people, is it Connie Corso? That's
Connie Corso. There's different pronunciations, but yeah, the Connie Corso.
I have always, for whatever reason, the pronunciation of the Connie word was freaking me out. But I've always had a fascination with those dogs, and I was obsessed one night watching all these videos about it. There's a guy that has a YouTube channel that's all it's about is Connie Corsos, and I showed Lisa, and she was like, "No." I'm like, "But look at it, it's amazing." No, nope, not that one. Get another golden retriever. It's like, okay, but we'll see.
Well, can't go wrong with any of those, but yeah, Connie Corsos are amazing dogs.
She sees that dog, and again, it's kind of like what we were talking about earlier with fish, and just you see that dog, and it's massive, and it looks, I mean, it looks like a mean dog. So you see it, and you're automatically like, oh, I don't want that horrible dog, but they're not. I mean, every single video I've ever seen about them has been lovable, just big teddy bears. So.
Mm-hmm. Totally. There's lots of breeds that are just misunderstood, like Rottweilers and even Dobermans. So just the way it is.
I am a former owner of 2 different Rottweilers, and I have to say they were 2 of the nicest, sweetest, most amazing dogs I've ever had. So, yeah, totally agree with you there.
Yeah, we had this will be the last dog story, and then we'll try to steer back to fish. But we had the largest Rottweiler I've ever seen in my life come into the shelter about a month ago. And again, it was one of these dogs that are just so huge that nobody else wanted to walk it. They were just they were afraid of it. And it didn't even like bark. It didn't do it. Just laid there in its kennel, and still no one would take it out. So finally I took it out, and man, we must have rolled around in the grass for like a half hour. It was just the sweetest dog ever. And real quick, we got Fish Room Fever with the $1 super chat, Jobs Aquarium Tanks with the $1, and Jobs Aquarium Tanks with the $4.20. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, my friend, and James as well. James is live streaming at 5 over on Fish Room Fever channel, so check that out afterwards. One of the other guys that will always come on my live stream when I ask. Super appreciative. My neighbors have Connie Corsos times Great Pyrenees, and he's scared, and he's a scaredy cat. Yeah.
Great Pyrenees is one of those dogs I've always loved, but that hair, though, I mean, it's just, I don't know if I want those big white tumbleweeds rolling around my house all the time.
Yeah, I just rearranged my living room to make room for another crate, and moved the couch, and yeah, I had all the tumbleweeds from my last dog still there. Kind of made me sad a little bit, not gonna lie.
That is brutal. I went through that with my Goldie when we lost her. It was the same thing. It was like, oh, you see little remnants all over the place. It's always when you move a piece of furniture. It's like, oh, there she is. But my not my neighbor, but the guy that lives across the street from me has an 11-year-old Goldie that the first time I met the dog's name is Whiskey, and the first time I met the dog, I thought he was like 2. And he was like, no, he's 11. This is a dog. He can throw the Frisbee all day long, and that dog will jump 8 feet in the air and catch that at 11 years old, which is pretty old for a golden retriever. I mean, so I see that every day, and I'm like, oh, I might need to get another Goldie. Best dog I've ever had, without even any doubt, was the golden retriever.
I feel like I say that about every dog I ever get.
Yeah.
This is the best dog ever. Now this one is. No, they all are.
Yep, definitely. Goldies, though, a golden retriever is going to be money. I mean, that's just, come on.
The only reason I've never gone golden retriever is because, they're prone to cancer. So
that's exactly what took mine at 10 years old. And that's, that was crushing.
Yeah,
that was brutal.
Yep, Anyways, Fish Tank Barn with the $5 super chat, new dog fun. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it, buddy. And I think I just got another package from you for the shelter, so I appreciate it. Thank you. And let's kind of steer this back to fish if we can.
Aw.
Starting to get down the sad part of dog keeping, so...
Well, this is not about dogs, and it's not about fish either. But I do want to commend our friend Mike Howe, because I guess he was I'm not trying to bring up things about myself, but I guess he was inspired by what I was talking about the other day on my stream, and he has started a new exercise program. And he sent me a photo the other day of him walking through the neighborhood, of course, sporting the KGTropicals shirt. So I was like, yes, that was awesome. So good on you, Mike. I'm proud of you. Get out there and burn some calories.
We should start like a contest, like just like a friendly, like.
Oh, see, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. And I'm going to tell you why. I have to do it. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know what you're about to say, like a weight loss contest type thing. Yeah. I'm all for it, but I don't know if you want to do that because you don't have to do it. You're fine. I have to do it. So
I don't know. We started this outdoor channel, and I'm already thinking, do I want to see my fat butt like swimming in lakes next spring when it's nice out? I'm pretty close to that. I have to do it too.
I think you and I are probably about the same size. I know you're a lot taller than me, which you say you're not, but you are. We both know
I'm only
you
6'1". I don't get it.
Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, if you want to do it, let's do it. Let's have fun with it. We'll you can be Tom Segura and I'll be Bert Kreischer, since you have the beard, the Tom Segura beard. You probably don't even know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't know who you said you are, but I finally looked up that Tom guy because everybody kept telling me, you remind me of this guy. And then I look at him like, how do I remind you of this guy? Ugh.
Well, it's the beard. I mean,
anyways, like... Christine says nothing, but gave a $3 super chat. So thank you. Well, yeah, we could do something. I don't know. We'll see.
Let's do it. It'll be fun. Like you said, just for fun.
Yeah.
We can gather up a bunch of YouTubers and we'll do a monthly, or I don't know if you want to do monthly or bi-weekly live stream with all of us on, and we can all talk about how fat we are.
We can be accountability buddies.
I'm in. Let's do it.
I'm in too. I'm sure Mike's in.
He's already got a head start. He's already working on it. So
I'll tell you what, after this stream, I'm going to order some pizza and some donuts. I'm going to sandbag. I'm going to get my weight up.
You know, what's crushing to me is in this program that I was going to be in, this weekend was going to be my gorge weekend. Like they said, do whatever you want to do. Get it all out of your system. Eat all of the things that you're going to miss for the next 3 months. And I'm like, yes, it's going to be pizza. And then, of course, it didn't happen. So I had to go straight into this whole new plan. So I can't have pizza. And it really bothers me because that's my favorite thing on earth.
It's so good. All right, let's see. Somebody says, Steenfott Aquatics, if you ever make it to the top of California, I'll give you some black nasties. I just give away about 60, and I still have more. Yeah, I don't have the tank for it. I mean, that's like a Corey-sized fish room full of tanks for me to have. Like, I'd probably have to have like 60 tanks already full of fish I want before I dedicate one 300-gallon tank to one fish. I would have to have a lot of large tanks. And what else do we got here?
Don't you have like a 240 or something?
I have a 240 that I sold like 2 months ago, but somebody hasn't picked it up yet. And I'm replacing it with a 300 that I bought like 3 years ago that I forgot about for a while.
Must be nice, huh? Forget about a 300-gallon tank.
Well, I got so many tanks, I didn't have anywhere to store it, so I'd have to store it in my parents' garage. And then after like a year, my dad called me. He's like, "You gonna do anything with this tank?" And I was like, "Oh yeah."
Taking up half of his garage.
And then, the last $1 per gallon sale, I bought some 40 breeders and I had to stack them out in my driveway because I didn't have a room for them. Pretty typical fish stuff, though. I feel. I mean, I don't know that there's ever a time when a fish keeper hasn't had a tank sitting in their driveway.
I've got a 240 in the crate we talked about earlier, and I've got 7 10-gallon tanks sitting upside down in my backyard. So yeah, we all have that.
UPSer Living the Dream says Microbenzes had their second batch of fry. None survived because I didn't get them to them in time. I've never cried so hard over losing fish before. I swear crib parents are depressed. Yeah, you got to get them quick. And yours are in a community tank with other fish as well, I believe. Unless I'm remembering incorrectly. So yeah, you got to get them fast if you want them to survive. Just make sure you have somewhere to offload that many cribs, though. Marcy Page with the fist bump. And also the other one, Christine, was rock on. So it was a sticker. It did come through. Eric says, would you replace the silicone of the 300 that has been sitting in the... Oh, no. It's acrylic. That thing's a tank. It has... And it's 1 inch acrylic at that.
Oh, like, my.
It is huge. So it's a foot shorter than my 240, which is the standard 8x2x2. And it's a little bit taller and a little bit wider. So it's better for the puffer fish to be in a more square tank than a rectangle. So that's why I'm swapping them out.
What are the measurements of that tank?
Like I said, it's been a couple years, but it's 7 feet long. And then I know it's wider front to back and it's taller. It's not exactly 300, but it is around 300. That's why I just say 300. But it's not a standard size. It was definitely a custom build, whenever it was built. But yeah.
Because it's probably like my 240, but deeper. My 240 is only 6 feet long, but it's really tall. It's 30 inches tall. And I love that height on an aquarium.
Yeah, I'm definitely, at this point, even going from an 8 foot to a 7 foot, like that 1 foot is going to give me so much more room. Like I realize it's only a foot, but man, I need that room.
8-footer is a big tank. I've got one. I know.
So yeah, if it was a glass tank, I probably wouldn't have left it out in the elements 3 years. It's covered and it's somewhat heated. Like, I mean, it's not on the house thermostat, but still, it's not going through the elements every year. So I'm not too worried about it. Plus, it's still going in the garage, so if it leaks, it'll just leak out into the driveway. No big deal. Candy linking my shelter drive. Thank you for anyone who wants to get some dog food or puppy chow, cat food. Boy, I gotta say, I think a majority of the followers are cat people because I've gotten so much cat food in the last couple of weeks. It's crazy. A lot of cat people. I love it.
Yeah, we get that too. It's weird. We'll have like cat food show up to our house and we're not giving it to shelters. It's to feed all of Lisa's cats.
Yep, I hear about those cats a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Multi-Jacker says, if I could have a monster tank, like a 600-gallon, I want to get Australian lungfish. Boy, I think you need bigger than a 600 for that. I think those ones get like 4.5 feet. I might be thinking of something else, but if they become available in the hobby, they remind me of some kind of, sounds like a dinosaur. That can't not pronounce that word. Or humpback whale. Yeah, those got to be the ones that get really big. Someone wants to know, well, not someone, S wants to know if you've ever kept a true parrot cichlid, John.
No. I've kept plenty of blood parrots and I love them, but not the actual parrots.
Boy.
Sorry.
Oscars, blood parrots. I don't even know why we're friends. Jeez.
We don't have to all like the same things. I mean,
somebody, I don't know why I keep saying somebody, but, well, I'm definitely not going to try to pronounce that name, says, what type of air pump and air stone do you have in the tank behind you?
Well, he must be asking me because you've got speakers behind you. That is the USB air pump from Aquarium Co-op. I promise you it is. And the no clog air stone. That driftwood has a perfect natural little hole in it that I just stuck the hose through with the no clog air stone. There it is.
Wait a minute. Is Jimmy Gimmelhiller? Oh, Jimmy says, for every pound you lose, I'll gain one. You could use it, buddy.
Right. I hate people like him that are challenged to gain weight. I just wish.
Dude, I feel like he eats, like when we go camping, he definitely eats as much as I do. And doesn't affect him at all.
I hate those people so much.
I
think
was that
about
way till
that
about
I gained
30.
about-
I didn't start gaining weight till I was about 30, which is pretty typical. That's also when I quit playing all sports, so it's no shocker.
Yeah, I think that's probably about the same for me. Mid-20s actually, because I had back surgery, and that just ruined everything.
Jimmy throwing me under the bus. Jimmy says that I've been saying I wanted to diet ever since the first camping trip, and yet I drank 6 root beers in an hour in our last trip. It was
Root
true.
beer's delicious.
Yeah, Corey introduced me to a root beer store. Like, all they sell is root beer, and it's just like this giant wall of root beer. And I was like, I want one of each.
Oh my!
Had to try them all. I've never even heard of a root beer store, let alone going to one.
Isn't that amazing that you can have a store that's all that they sell is root beer?
That's
weird.
And stay in business and be, I would assume, profitable. Otherwise, they wouldn't still be there. I guess it's been there for years.
I hear about that kind of stuff, and it makes me wonder if it's like a mafia front or something. Because it's like,
Yeah.
How in the world? There's a restaurant that's a couple of blocks from our house that I've never seen anybody go into. It's like, how are they open? And it's like Thai food, which I'm not all that crazy about. I like it, but I've been to some Thai restaurants that I like, but I've never seen anybody go in there. I've never seen a car in the parking lot, and I've never even been told by anybody that they've been there. I don't know how it stays in business. It has to be a mafia front. Just like your root beer store.
Go try to get a loan from them and see what they say. Then you'll know.
Ask them what the numbers are today.
Root beer money laundering scheme. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Good day, guys. Yes, lungfish get huge. The ones in our river are massive. Massive. Yeah, that's why I just want the South American lungfish. I mean, they get like 3.5 feet, but you don't need like a super huge tank. Like a 125, 240 would be all right. Especially for how they move around. It's not like your typical fish. They're like a snake, so yeah. Jimmy says I eat 1 meal a day, but it's all day. That's somewhat true. It is somewhat true. I have not yet eaten today, so when I do eat dinner, it's going to be a massive meal. And, they say that's really healthy, so...
I mean, technically that's intermittent fasting, right? That's what everybody talks about now is how effective intermittent fasting is.
I don't know. If it can't be that hard to lose weight. That's... You know what? I'm just going to throw that out there. So.
Did somebody get that and isolate that so that we can play that on a future stream?
Clip that back.
Your screen.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I've never really actually tried it, but I feel like it can't be that hard.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way.
I don't know.
It's not easy because everything that's good you're not allowed to have. I mean, that's just reality. Pasta, bread, sauce.
What
cheese.
about, I'm not one of these gluten-free people, and this is going to get way off topic, but I had a gluten-free pizza one time. Now, normally I can eat a large pizza all by myself in one sitting. But this gluten-free pizza, after 2 pieces, I was insanely stuffed, and they weren't even large pieces. And so that made me look up gluten and how much of a filler it is, and 70% of pizza is all gluten in the dough. And so this pizza was incredibly dense, and it was way heavier, and I was just like, this is bizarre to me. And after 2 pieces, I was like, oh, I gotta loosen my belt. It was crazy.
You felt ashamed of yourself.
It was embarrassing.
Was it one of those cauliflower pizzas?
No, it wasn't a cauliflower one.
I can't understand that concept. Cauliflower. I mean, I like cauliflower when it's cauliflower, but when you try to make it something else, no thank you. I'm not interested in that.
Diet now or diabetic later. That's kind of funny. All right. I mean, I keep trying to steer this back into fish, but people are talking about dogs and dieting and. Cody, what's up, buddy? Says I need a 240 for my polyturus. They're still pretty small right now, but in a year or two, they're gonna have a growth spurt. Yeah. What happened to John's audio?
Is it bad?
I don't know. I can still hear you. Now you're not talking though, so I can't say.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, I it's different than it was before. Maybe the last time they were watching was when I was on the other computer. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Ever since I came back on,
one person that said that, so let's just keep going.
It just says John's audio lost. I don't know.
Yeah. Everything looks good on my end.
Audio is good and clear. Okay.
Oh, now it's back. I don't know. Anyways, Christine says, John, I made those cauliflower pizzas, and they can be done but you can't call them pizza. John sounds different. It's called pizza crackers. I don't know. Hopefully it'll correct itself.
Yeah.
Amphibious Aquatics says, I saw my banjo catfish move for the first time after 1 year and 9 months. Mine always move. I have a group of them, and the only time they move is when I drop in pellets. Otherwise, yeah. I then think when you talk loud, it echoes more. I don't know.
Let me see. Maybe I can.
Here, I'll switch this up real quick, and put my headphones on.
I mean it.
All right.
Who knows?
Oh yeah, no.
It's always got to be something.
Oh yeah, that sounds bad.
It sounds bad in your headphones?
Yeah. It's really like tinny. What are you guys' thoughts on ropefish, tank, and tank mates? I think ropefish are awesome. They're pretty docile as far as they won't go after your other fish unless they fit in its mouth, but still they don't actively go after them. This is the mattress firm argument. Don't even get me started on that. And yeah, tank mates for ropefish, anything that won't fit in its mouth. I've seen them in hundreds of different community tanks, and yeah, no issues at all.
How's that? Does that sound any different?
Oh, that sounds way better.
See, that's weird. That's me using the microphone.
Whoa, that's way too loud. It just got insanely loud while you were talking.
I don't know. It's so annoying.
You think, we've only been doing this between the both of us like 6 years, so cut us some slack, people.
Okay, how about now?
You went the wrong way. It's getting even louder.
Well, I mean, I can turn it down.
Yeah, turn it down a bit.
Can you hear me now? Is it better now? Is it worse?
It keeps getting louder. Like so much louder.
What if I put the microphone way over there? How's that? I don't know. I mean...
All right. It sounds good to me.
Okay, well, I've got it.
Onward. Let's roll. Hey.
I've got the microphone like 4 feet from me now, so...
Everyone's saying better now. Perfect. There we go. Perfect. All right. Lungfish tank mates. Again, so I don't know much about the lungfish, just what Dean told me about his, and that he has nipped and gone after some of his tetras, but usually it's at night when the tetras kind of sink down to the bottom to go to sleep, and not something that they actively like hunt out. So yeah, anything that doesn't well, I can't say anything that doesn't fit in its mouth because that's going to rule out like every fish out there. But yeah, I would just get a large school of something like rainbow fish would do just fine.
I've never kept one, so I have nothing to contribute there.
Yeah, I've never kept one either, but I really, really want to. And I'm going to keep it, when I do it, I'm going to keep it with a giant school of like strawberry rasboras or something really so small that it won't even bother to like care about it.
My interest has been piqued in one of those fire eels, though. Or is it electric? No, it's fire eels.
Fire.
That's what. I don't know if you watched any of those members tours that I did, but Evan Rifkin has one, and it's awesome. And I've been thinking about it ever since. But
yeah, that used to be. I mean, it still is. I actually bought one maybe 2 months ago, but it didn't make it out of quarantine. I got it from a place that I knew, like 50-50 on fish. But I've wanted one for so long. I was like, all right, I'm going to try it. And yeah, he didn't make it through quarantine.
Huh.
But we'll see. Maybe again some other day.
I'm surprised nobody's yelled at me for vaping yet.
Why are you vaping on my channel, dude? Come on.
Because I want to lose you as many subscribers as you've lost me.
Well, you got a long ways to go, my friend. All right. Steel Angus says, looking for a tank with big footprint for common pleco. What are your thoughts? I'm thinking 50 low boy, too small. And now then like a one. I mean, that fish gets huge. So definitely not a 50 low boy. And I wouldn't even keep it in a 165. I would say like an 8-foot tank. Now people are going to be like, I keep mine in a 125 and it's just fine. I'm sure you can, but that's not how I would want to keep it.
That's a fish that gets surprisingly large and takes a long time to get there. So, but it'll sneak up on you because so many times they'll hide, and all of a sudden you'll look at it and it's like, whoa, that fish is 1.5 feet long. I agree. Perfect world, 8-foot tank. But if you got it in a 6-foot tank, you're doing better than most. But
Then,
definitely not a 50-gallon. No way.
Yeah, when I see those, I mean, somebody posted on Craigslist an aquarium, and it was like some weird like 47 column tank with like a full grown, and they're like, the pleco comes with it, and I'm just like, poor fish, man, poor fish. Because you know someone is gonna buy it, and they're gonna be like, no, I don't want that. So you know what's gonna happen to the fish.
Mm-hmm. It'll be sucking on a manatee somewhere.
Luckily, they don't live in, they won't live, but that's the thing. Like, they're just going to get killed or, die. Regina Phalange says, I just picked up 2 Kamaka rainbows, traded a bunch of zebra Danios for them. Awesome. That's a trade in the right direction, I feel. Danios for Kamaka rainbows. That's pretty sweet. You're pretty close to getting some rainbows, aren't you?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Why would you say that?
I'm going to say that's a no.
I mean, I love rainbow fish, but I don't know where I'd put them.
So one day, I'm just going to send them to you, and you're not going to have a choice.
Well, I mean, I guess I'd figure it out then, but my tanks are going to get so boring. And I'm just afraid people are just going to be totally turned off by them. But
because you're only going to have Oscars. I mean, how...
Well, and then my other big tank is going to be nothing but yellow labs. Sure, that might be. It's not going to be boring because there's going to be like 40 of them in there. There's going to be activity all over the place, and they're bright yellow. So how could you not love that? But people are going to be like, "Geez, I watch his videos and all I see is 2 fish."
Well, that's not any different than now, right? I mean, you do the top 10s. That's not like you're filming your own tanks when you do those.
Right. I mean, most of the fish that are in my videos aren't even my fish. So. Yeah, you're right.
You're like proof that you don't have to have a massive fish room to have a YouTube channel.
It's very true. I could actually have no tanks and be producing the exact same content that I do now. So, I mean, a lot of the B-roll that I use is my fish if we're talking about a fish that I have, but a lot of times it's fish footage that I've gathered through the years. So yeah, you don't have to have a big studio. You don't have to have all the tanks. A green screen, some good software, and you're good to go.
Yep. Yeah, you definitely. I mean, people. I probably see that comment more than anything. Is like, I want to start a YouTube channel, but I don't have a fish room. Not necessary.
I mean,
especially. I don't mean to interrupt, but like, what YouTuber started with a massive fish room? I feel like most started with, maybe you had 6 fish tanks and you built up to the fish room. But it's pretty rare that someone just comes right on the scene with a massive fish room. I mean, now you see it more now because, the technology, you can just grab your phone. But yeah, I feel like it's a more natural transition.
When our channel really started to take off and past 100,000 and all of that, we had 2 tanks when that happened. So, I mean, no, we had 4, but we never showed 2 of them because they were in our living room and that was just weird. But that just goes to show you don't have to have all that. You just have to get creative like we do and put other people's fish on our videos or fish that are at the fish store. I mean, the fish stores around me know when I walk in, I got my camera, I'm getting some footage because I need it. And they're all cool with it. I mean, they appreciate it because I actually, a lot of times I'll talk about where the footage came from. So they don't have a problem with it at all.
Yeah, most are pretty open to it. One of the there's a store. I'm gonna say it's local because it's like 3 hours away, but they're like no filming. It's like on the glass, and it's just like, get over yourself.
The only time I've ever been told not to film was at a Petco, and then I was told, but you can film, but we don't allow it, but you can. I was like, okay. In fact, I did that video a long time ago where I bought a bunch of neon tetras, and the video did really well. I was told that day, like, the lady that I was filming was like, I'm just going to act like I don't see the camera. How about that? It's like, okay, cool. But mom and pop pet stores, I've never had anybody tell me no.
Yeah, the one I'm talking about is the Wet Spot Tropical Fish. They actually have a sign. And if you want to film, you have to ask. And so far, for me, they've said no every time. I know Corey is filmed. They said yes to him. But, it's Corey, but yeah.
I mean, I get it, though. Because I'm not going to name any names, but you've seen those channels that have gone out there and they're like, oh my God, there's a dead fish. Look at it. And they zoom in on the dead fish and stuff. Like, I wouldn't want that if I was a store owner. Yeah. So I get it.
Yeah, I guess I can see that side now that you mention it.
Petco and PetSmart are, probably afraid PETA people and stuff like that would be in there filming. They don't need that.
That's the last thing. I feel like they're probably immune to that at this point. I don't know, giant corporation. Like, you could walk into like any random Petco as a PETA person and see like something dead a majority of the time. So like they don't. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways. Christine with the $5 super chat says, rams and rainbows work well together. Yeah, I mean, there's some rainbows that like cooler temperatures, like yellow. So if you're keeping your rams at like the low 80s, maybe stay away from like yellow rainbows. But like Bosemani would be a good one. Park and Sonai. Yeah, should do all right. I keep them together. The best ram for rainbows, in my opinion, is the Bolivian ram, because those guys can go in just about any water parameters. Let's see. But fish die. Yep. Marcia says, new to the hobby. I've had a tank for about 5 months now. John was the first video I found on YouTube. I've learned so much from him and Lisa. There you go. That put a big smile on your face.
That's awesome. I love it. That's why we do it.
Zen Ginger says, me too. Technically, Lisa, it was a beta video. How does it feel? How does it feel to be responsible for bringing all these people into the hobby?
It's amazing, but still difficult to believe. I mean, I've talked about it on my channel before that I've had at events and stuff like that, which I miss so much. People come up to me and say, I wasn't interested in aquariums, and then I just happened upon your videos, and now I've got 5 tanks. And it's hard to believe, but I'm not going to lie, it's really cool. I mean, that's neat. That is why I do it. That's why you do it. That's why Corey does it. Everybody. So to hear that from somebody completely unsolicited, it never gets old. That's a beautiful thing.
It's also the messages that warm my heart are when they say your videos help me through a difficult time. Jimmy and I just got one of those messages a couple days ago. They messaged me. I had to share it with Jimmy, and that one always gets you right in the feels.
I got a lot of messages over the last couple of days, and I haven't responded to all of them, and I feel bad for it, but I've had a lot of people emailing me, sharing their stories with the health issues that I talked about the other day. And that's, I mean, how incredible is that? You know, without this YouTube channel, I'd be just...
Did I actually miss a good live stream? So last Thursday was the first live stream of yours I haven't watched in months, so I don't know anything of what you're talking about. Last Thursday is when I brought my dog home, so I was a little occupied.
Ah, yes. No, I mean, it's not anything outrageous. I found out that I've got some pretty high blood pressure, and that's why I said I'm surprised nobody has yelled at me for vaping, because that certainly doesn't help with high blood pressure. But so I explained that the other day, and I explained that I'm going to be... you didn't even know this, and you were talking about it earlier, which is funny. On my live streams, the first thing I'm going to do every single week is say my weight, which you want to talk about accountability. Oof, that's going to be tough. But anyway, I talked about that I had to go to the ER a few days ago because I was at a weight loss business clinic place, whatever you want to call it. And they took my blood pressure and they were like, no, we're not doing this. You need to, need to go get checked. And so it was a scare. It's, everything's good. It's fine. It's, I'm going to be around for a little while longer, but I definitely found out that I got to get my act together. So, and I've gotten so many messages of people sharing their stories and how they overcame it and what they did and all of this. So it's a beautiful thing. I mean, yeah, there is a lot of negative that comes from the internet, and you kind of become immune to that after a while, but getting those kind of messages is just unbelievable. There's so many amazing people out there, and it's awesome. I don't know what else to say about it. I love it.
Well, now I got to do it. I'm doing it for John, losing weight. There was once upon a time I almost drank myself to death, and so yeah, I get it, having the health scare, and it's unfortunate, but you do what you got to do.
The worst thing about it for me was that I knew it was coming. I mean, I knew I put on a few extra COVID pounds, if you want to call it that. And my life, I'm sure you're very similar. I mean, a lot of my time is spent sitting at this desk, just getting fatter and not moving. And that's really, really difficult. I mean, and so I knew I was not in a good place, which is why I went to that place to help get me on track to lose weight. And so it wasn't a shocker to me, but yeah, I gotta get my stuff together. And that's why when you were like, we ought to do a weight loss thing, I figured you knew. That's why.
No, I had no idea.
That's why I said I have to do it. So you might want to, you might not want to be in that, because I have to do it. I don't have a choice.
I'm always blown away every year, because I do my annual physicals like the day. I don't know what it is. I just like doing physicals. But I go every year, and I expect this to be the year. Like, dude, your salt is off the chart. You're diabetic, but every year, like, it just comes in like right in the middle down the line. And I'm like, how is this possible? Like, every year I get fatter, I get less out of shape, but nothing ever changes. So there will be a time, it's only a matter of time, right? So,
well, and you know what? I'm not going to say how old you are, because I don't know if you've made it public, but
I'm older than you, I think.
Huh?
I think I'm older than you.
No. It only gets worse, my friend. Trust me. And it sneaks up on you very, very quick. So,
I'm pretty immune to aging. So at least I got that going. At least mentally, I got that going for me.
Okay.
Sandy says, thanks for the Black Samurai, Bob, the winner of Fish Room Fever's little drawing.
She has not been sent that fish yet.
What? I already paid for shipping.
I know you did.
Sandy, we're getting scammed.
No. In fact, the shipping label is sitting right there. I'm looking at it. No, that was actually the day I ended up in the ER.
That was probably my fault too, because you messaged me, and then I didn't message you back for like 5 hours when you asked what fish.
Well, no, I mean, I was on the fence about shipping them anyway, because we have had some issues with UPS, and it's always second day air. I mean, it's that time of year. I know. And so it was a bad day. And I was like, you know what? I'm not shipping fish today. I'm not doing it, because we kept getting these emails from people like, and I was just like, that's it. I'm not doing it. And so she didn't get hers, and Fish and Fever's giveaway didn't get sent hers. Now I reached out to him and I said, hey, you know, I didn't want to do it. Oh, and by the way, I also ended up in the ER last night, so I didn't end up getting them sent out, and they were all cool about it. But yeah, we should be sending them out Monday, because we're supposed to warm up a little bit Monday.
I will tell you, with UPS, and hopefully, oh no, UPS, you're living the dream, is still here. So she obviously works for UPS, so this is gonna be kind of awkward. But I had the most losses with UPS over any other, and it was like 75%. And it didn't matter if I did next day or second day air. I had one where they completely smashed the box, and it was delivered in a garbage bag, because obviously, you know, it got wet, and yeah, they just dropped it off as a doorstep, and they didn't even refund my money. So they're the only carrier that's never refunded me, where at least USPS has refunded me every time. Yeah, it takes a month, but you know, it's better than nothing.
It's so weird, because I don't think I've ever had a DOA from the U.S. Postal Service. I don't think I've had one. I think they've all been from UPS, and there's not a lot of them, but they've all been UPS, and they've all been second day air. In fact, it's weird, because we had more than one that day that I ended up in the ER. Maybe that's why I had to go to the ER. But
that's why your blood pressure's so high.
Yeah, but those were both second day air UPS, and then I had somebody yesterday. No, what's today? Yeah, yesterday. I sent it out Tuesday, USPS Priority Express, which is supposed to be 1 day, sometimes 2 days.
You're talking USPS or UPS?
USPS.
Okay.
Because the customers have the choice on my website to go with one or the other. And that was delayed, and they were fine. It was 4 days, and they were fine.
Well, do you know what the difference is with USPS and their warehouses, and they're climate controlled, and UPS and FedEx are not? So that's why you can ship like 4 or 5 days with USPS, because they're sitting in a climate controlled warehouse.
See, I've been told that, but I've also been told the opposite.
Well, one of my best friends was in the Postal Service for like 30 years. He just retired, so I kind of believe him.
Is he the guy that you had on the stream?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe that's it. I mean, because I don't... Lisa was like, maybe it's because, you know, it's the busy time of year, which that's true. That's a concern. They're throwing the packages around and stuff like that. And I'm like, maybe, but why wouldn't USPS be doing the same thing? They're in a hurry.
Do you mark them live fish on the box?
Mm-hmm.
So USPS, if you put live fish, they have a whole separate area for live animals. So they don't get thrown into the pile of boxes. They go onto a separate shelf, and they get handled differently. Now, obviously, there's going to be the employees that, you know, throw them and do all that stuff. But their policy is they go separate channels. So.
Yeah, and I knew that from my local driver that I've become friends with. That's what he said too. The biggest reason why I kind of wanted to push towards UPS was because I've never had a package delayed from UPS, and I've never had one get beat up like you were talking about. I mean, they've always been fine, and we've sent out like 300 fish in the last month, so I had no headaches at all.
And so I was like, well, it's a no-brainer. That's who we're going to go with. But now there's this. So, and everything seems to be fine as long as it's not second day air. So maybe it's the non-climate controlled warehouses thing. Maybe they're sitting out on a tarmac. I don't know. But I think I'm going to drop that off the website too until spring.
And it's, I talk to other people and they're like, I only use UPS because I never have problems with them. And so it's like, whatever is happening for me in Seattle is what's damaging all my UPS packages. Because like even my local UPS store is like, they're like, oh, we'll be extra. Because I went in there, I was like, all my packages were smashed last week. And they're like, we'll be extra careful. We'll tell the driver, and then they still show up smashed. So,
yeah, I haven't had that issue. In fact, the only package. This is embarrassing. I'm going to admit this on your live stream. We sent the wrong fish to somebody. It was an extremely busy day. We were shipping out like 60 fish that day, and it got mixed up, and we sent the wrong fish to somebody. And she was like, or no, we sent her an extra fish. That's what it was. And she was like, I don't know what to do. I don't have a and I said, okay, look, this is what you're going to do. Put it in something for the night. I'm going to order a tank off Amazon right now. I'm going to ship it to you. And you'll, put it in that tank. It's on me. It's my mistake. It's fine. So I did that. And of course, that tank was delivered to her shattered. So that's the only time I've had a box get destroyed. And it wasn't even my box. It was Amazon shipping through UPS, of course, because that's who they use, an aquarium that got shattered. So,
I want to say something. Yesterday at about 2:30, I placed an order with Aquarium Co-op, and it showed up bright and early this morning. Now I realize we're in the same state, but I was just like, how is this already here? I was like blown away. Like 2:30 at night to the next morning on my doorstep. I was pretty excited about that. I was like, there's no way I'm getting this till Monday. But yeah, anyways, I think it also depends on like my USPS driver. When I get something that says live fish, she comes straight to my house. So I'm lucky in that regards. And I'm lucky to have a really good FedEx driver when I order wholesale. One of the boxes was leaking. He actually opened it and rebagged the fish. He's like, I only had garbage bags, but hopefully they make it. And all the fish lived. And I was like, that's so awesome.
I had that happen too. And it was FedEx though. I had that same thing happen.
Yep. FedEx, the FedEx driver. And the next week, like I was doing my water changes, so I had my garage open, hanging out, and he just drove by and he slammed on his brakes, put it in reverse, and he's like, how'd the fish? Did they make it? And I was like, yeah, man, they're all still alive. And he was so excited.
That is awesome. I mean, it's a different world when you're in this kind of business and you have a relationship with the driver. I mean, I'm so lucky with that because I don't know how you do your shipments, but I get all of my labels through Shopify because I get absolutely the best rates that way. So I can't have like an automatic pickup. I would have to pay a ridiculous amount of money because my account, I use it for nothing. It's all through Shopify. So my driver, I told him all of that and I was like, I'm going to be shipping out a lot of these. And he said, here's my number. Just message me anytime you have a package that's going out. And so that's what I do. And it's every single day. Hey, I got something going out today. And he's like, I got you. And he just swings through on his way through. It's a different world. I wish my USPS guy would do that. But
yeah, I have a really good relationship with my USPS local office. So I'm really lucky there. Like I don't have to wait in line when I'm dropping off fish. They're just walk past everyone. And now the lines are like out the door.
Right.
And I just get to walk past everyone and go straight to the counter. And seeing everyone smirking and getting angry at me, I love it.
It's the same way for me, except I don't bypass all the people and look like a jerk. I actually I can go to the back door and ring the buzzer, and they let me in that way.
Oh no, I walk through all smug like this. Look at you idiots standing in line.
Yeah, it's nice, but I mean, you ship a lot of packages, they're going to take care of you a little bit. They don't exactly send a semi truck to pick them up like they do for Corey, but someday.
That's great. And what's crazy is like So I'm like an hour away from the co-op, but they ship it all like down south and then back up north. I'm just like, they need some, like if they had someone in there that was actually like able to optimize all this stuff, because there's a transfer station right next to Aquarium Co-op, and it could just go there to my house. But no, it goes all the way south, all the way back up. It's like, why doesn't somebody take a look at this stuff? And I don't know.
I got one better than that. The distribution center for the Postal Service is an hour and 15 minutes away from here. There's a guy that lives in King George. He lives 2.5 miles from me. I looked his address up. I was like, I should just drive it over to his house. He lives 2.5 miles from me. The package goes from that post office an hour and a half away to Richmond and then comes back to him 2 days later or whatever. It's ridiculous. Why they wouldn't just stick it on a truck and take it straight there, I don't know.
You need the pickup option on your website.
I'm not having people come to my house. No way.
Uh-oh, look what your
Whoa.
Thanks for the money, John.
There's some of my money. That's her money. Hey, that's not from me, I don't think. What account you have that connected to? Might be my money.
Lisa at KGTropicals says, for the shelter kitties, $100. That is insane. Where is Lisa tonight? Can we get her? Oh, no, you're home alone. Can't get her on camera.
She, one of the kids was moving into a new apartment, and we always have an ample supply of boxes, so she was taking them boxes to move.
Okay, Lumpy Dog says, John is a backdoor man while Bob is a smug son of a biscuit. Lisa, thank you so much. I will make sure all of that goes strictly to cat food. She says, yeah, it's my money. Well, I kind of wish it was John's, but I'm not going to complain.
Spends just the same. I wish it was mine too, but hey, she has control over my money too, so she could have used mine.
I think that.
Now watch her do another 100 from my account. Don't you do it.
Sorry, the arm of my chair just fell off. I'm trying to screw it back in.
Oh, fun.
The dogs just constantly bump into it. It was just a matter of time. Hey,
you want to see something funny? My dogs.
Oh my gosh.
My dogs, when they sleep together, they form the KGTropicals logo. Look at that.
Oh, they know.
It's the KGTropicals logo. How funny is that?
Look what. My dogs have been fighting over a rope toy, and this is what's left.
I can't see it because I can't see you on Skype. You can only see me.
Everyone else can see it. Yeah,
I'll have to wait till it comes up.
And I've got these little strings all over my floor now.
Oh, there it is.
They completely ripped it apart.
That's great. That's awesome.
Geek Boy with the $25 super chat. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Yeah, the yin yang. Yin yang. All right. Oh, hold on here. We got a fish question, hopefully.
Uh-oh.
Dave says, stocking a 10-gallon next weekend, considering pygmy cories and either neons or rasboras, how many of each? Also, is there a third species or something different you'd suggest? So, first of all, pygmy cories are small. You could easily do like a dozen in a 10-gallon, easily. And same with rasboras. Neons get pretty big. People don't realize it because they always see them as tiny little tetras. But, I mean, they can get close to 2 inches. So, I would probably go rasbora. One of the smaller ones like the neon blues or strawberries. And then I would also do shrimp if you're looking for something, that would be my suggestion. Because shrimp are always fun to watch. And easy to breed.
I love shrimp. Everybody says we should start selling those, but no.
There's a lot of shrimp people out there. A lot of
there
shrimp
is.
people.
There's plenty of them. And I don't know. No. It's not that I don't like them or I don't think we'd be good at it or anything like that. It's just like
they are the easiest thing in the world to ship. So they do have that going for them.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, when I look around the YouTube space, it's like this guy's got his thing, this guy's got his thing, I've got my thing, and we can all
work together. You know what I mean? But once everybody starts selling all the same stuff, then it could become a huge problem. So that's why it's like,
it does get a little dicey, especially, I don't know, some people get pretty weird about stuff like that. So that's unfortunate. Like, oh, you're stepping on my toes. Well, we all can do whatever we want. Like, I'm stepping on toes just streaming today, but honestly, like, I looked at all the people that are supposed to stream today, and some of them haven't streamed for months, so I don't feel bad. So, whatever. Anyways.
It's not like there's always only one television show on. There's 360 channels that people have to choose from, so.
So Steven asked me if I subscribe to BarkBox, which I'm thinking is one of those things where you pay like a monthly fee and they send you random stuff. I don't subscribe to any of that stuff. I don't know if that fish box thing is still going around. There used to be a fish one.
I was wondering about that the other day.
From Greg Jones, I believe. And at the Aquatic Experience, or somewhere at one point, they asked me if they could send me one, and I was like, nothing personal, but I don't like spending money on stuff that I don't know what I'm getting. So I don't do any of those box subscription things because my money is very valuable. I don't have a lot of it, so I gotta know what I'm getting. And yeah, I mean, you could get maybe it's $20 a month, and you get like $50 and stuff. I still got to know what it is. It's just too much of a risk.
I love the concept, and as far as my aquarium box is what you were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Greg's a good dude. Lisa was actually asking me about him the other day because she didn't recognize the name, and I'm like, yeah, Greg, he's my aquarium box guy, and she was like, oh, okay, and I was like, I wonder what they're doing. I haven't.
Because you used to see it all everywhere, and I don't see it anymore.
I know. But yeah, I mean, they have so many of those services like Loot Crate and all that kind of stuff. I could see myself doing it, but I don't know how, because I think when you do those dog services and stuff like that, you would have to let them know the dogs that you have. Well, we've got Chihuahuas and a Beagle. Difference there, so I don't know. Are they going to send all stuff for little teeny tiny dogs or medium-sized dogs? What are they going to send? I don't know, but...
And the other thing, I got one dog that's allergic to chicken, so if they sent me chicken treats or something, I'm like, well, there went that money for the month.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, I don't, like, if I still had a job, I would be much more like, okay, I'm going to get subscription services. Like, I canceled, like, all, like, Netflix, Hulu, like, I canceled all that stuff. Anything subscription-based, I canceled, so.
Wow.
Gotta cut back.
So you're not even watching Mandalorian then?
Nope.
Man.
Freedom cost $1.05, my friend. I had to cancel everything just to get my freedom, and it was worth it.
I think that's actually brilliant. Not even from a money saving standpoint, but just from you're forced to figure out something to do other than sit on your butt and watch stuff. So I think that's genius.
Yeah, and that's the other thing when people are like, "Hey, have you watched this show yet?" No, because I know that I'll end up binge watching it and lose an entire day. So, although
I'm really glad that the Disney Plus, the way they do The Mandalorian, they only release one episode a week, because that's exactly what I would do. I would let it ride, I would stay away from any spoilers, and I would watch the whole thing in one day, which is just dumb. So
yeah, I just fell victim to this a couple weeks ago. Like, Corey's been busting my chops for forever because I don't have YouTube Red. And so finally, like, it said, get a 3-month or a 30-day trial. So I signed up for the 30-day trial, and then I watched Cobra Kai. I did nothing for like 2 days except watch Cobra Kai. And I was like, well, God, I'm going to be canceling this now because this is exactly what happens. So I got like 5 days left on my trial, and then it's done.
Well, first of all, YouTube Red or Premium is a game changer. I mean, everybody should have that. But it's funny because that's the exact same thing I did, and it was because of Cobra Kai. I did it for the same reasons, and I just kept it because it's amazing. But yeah, Cobra Kai it's the best. I love it.
Yep. I think you'd have to be from that time frame to really appreciate it, though. But
let me tell you something. When in season 2, when what's his name,
What's the kid's name? The Cobra Kai kid? I forget his name.
I already forgot. I don't know.
When he went on the date with Daniel's daughter and they went to that button stuff or whatever and they played the same song from Karate Kid. Oh man, I got chills. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And they did all the same things that Allie and Daniel did in Karate Kid. Oh man, I lost
They
it.
did a pretty good job on it. I'll give them that.
Love that shit.
So Patrick says, bringing it back to fish again. Do you think Siamese algae eaters would be okay in a 20 long? No, they get pretty big. They get like 5-6 inches once they're adults. So yeah, 20 long, not good long term.
Miguel, there it is. Thank you, Stephen P.
I am so bad with names on all TV shows. Like I could have like watched Cobra Kai right before we started, and I would have been like, I don't know his name. I don't know, just something about names.
Karate Kid. I know you want to talk about fish, but Karate Kid was like, I mean, I'm a little older than you, and so that movie came out in '84, I think it was. It was like at the perfect time for me. That movie was just a game changer for me, and so when I heard they were doing Cobra Kai, I was kind of like, I don't know. Like, I don't know that you should mess with that. But I'm going to tell you, when he was sitting with Miguel, and when Johnny was sitting with Miguel, and he told the story about the original Karate Kid story, seeing it from the other side, I was kind of like, man, Johnny really wasn't such a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That puzzled me.
The whole time I'm watching it, I was like, if these two dudes would just sit down and communicate with each other, we would have saved 20 episodes and we could have been past all this by now. Like, why don't people just talk to people? Communicate. It's so important, people. Come on. You could save so much time and anguish.
Apparently that's what's supposed to happen in season 3. They're supposed to get together, and that's a rumor anyway.
We'll see. Anyways, Dale has asked us a question a couple times, so I'm going to answer it. In your opinion, Bob, would you breed for profit German blue rams or Bolivian? I'd probably say, even though I like Bolivian betters, I would say German blue rams are probably the way to go. And I actually talked to Dean about this when I was at his house because he has just a ton of them, the gold ones. And I was like, is this, in your opinion, a good fish to breed for profit? And he just said no. Like, you didn't even think about it. So maybe Bolivian's the way to go. But again, like wholesale, they're only a couple dollars. So you're not going to get a whole lot for them. But if it's just something you're doing for fun, I would go Bolivian.
Yeah, that's the challenge. I mean, I think unless you have an easy way to get rid of the fish, meaning sell them,
yeah,
you know, it's never going to be enough money to really justify it. I hate the phrase or title, whatever you call it, breeding for profit, because it's like, if you're breeding in 10, 15 tanks, there will be no profit. There's no such thing. You have to breed at such a scale that, you know, do it for fun. Breeding for fun is what it should be. But
so the last time I did a breeding for profit stream, I called it breeding to help fund your hobby. And that's way more accurate, but it doesn't do as well as breeding for profit, gonna make millions.
Right. Yep. I mean, at the end of the day, when you really look at it, it's never as much money as you thought it was going to be, unless you're breeding at a larger scale. I mean, we were profitable when we were breeding, but we had 127 tanks. We had 12 grow out tanks. I mean, we had a whole setup going on. And African cichlids are easy to breed, and they breed like crazy. So there was that too. But yeah, there's never as much money in it as you would think.
Cody's asked this a couple times. Says, "Hey Bob, do you know?" He is local to me. Do you anywhere to get African butterfly fish? I don't go to any local fish stores at all. So I don't know. The closest local fish store to me is Aquarium Co-op, which is an hour away. I know there's more down south on the other side of Seattle, some in Seattle. I don't ever like going to Seattle, so I don't go to them. So I don't know where you would get that out of a Petco or PetSmart, unfortunately. All right, breed to recoup cost. Yes, that's definitely it.
Yep.
Could a black ghost knife, South American lungfish, and Congo tetras work in a 240 plus? Probably. Sounds doable. Furloughs Aquatics says, we breed feeder bugs and oxalotls for our LFS. I tell you what, if you want to breed anything for profit, for actual profit, breed roaches. I'm telling you, you can make easily, like, just with one, like, 55-gallon bin, that's it. Go buy a plastic tote, get yourself some dubia roaches. You can make, like, an extra $300 a month just selling roaches. You would be blown away how much, like, they sell. And how, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. That's my secret weapon breeding right there.
What eats roaches? Like reptiles and stuff?
Yep, and you can feed them to pufferfish too.
Oh. When we had our store, it was literally like the day or the second day that we were open, a woman came in, and this was a woman that, she had put in work. I mean, she was a rough woman. She came in wanting to know if I wanted mice. And I'm like, no, I sell fish. And she said, oh, I didn't know you were just a fish store. I thought maybe you were a pet store. I said, no, we're just selling fish. But she ended up staying there for a little bit and talking. And that's what she did. She had a barn, and all she did was breed mice and sold them at pet stores for people's snakes and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. It's the feeders, man. The feeders are where the money's at. Definitely. My wife says no to roach breeding. Luckily, I don't have that problem. But yeah, shocking. And Cody, if you're looking for a place online, that's a fish that I've never looked for. So maybe you can check dansfish.com or the Wet Spot tropicalfish.com. Actually, I don't know if that's their website, but the Wet Spot Tropical Fish. I don't know what their website is. Anyways, yeah, tarantulas eat roaches. There you go. Get yourself some tarantulas, some roaches.
If you're one of those people that likes to keep spiders as pets.
And bugs, which I have lots of bugs. Trish says, sold 2,000 fish when the pandemic started. It's a lot of work. Yep. Yeah. As soon as my actual local fish store that was like 2 miles down the road closed down, I pretty much just stopped any sort of breeding for profit because it just got too hard to get rid of mass amounts of fish.
Well, and I don't want to sound like I was a jerk back then. I mean, I know I sound like a jerk all the time, but I wasn't trying to sway people away from breeding. All I was saying was, I get the emails, and you probably do too, Bob. Can you give me advice? I'm converting my entire whatever into a fish room to breed fish for profit. And I'm like, I want to say, don't do it. Like, do it because you enjoy it and because you love it. Don't do it thinking it's going to be that thing that's going to make you rich, because I don't know anybody that's rich breeding fish.
Well, even Joey made that video like years and years and years ago where he's like, I made $20,000 breeding discus, and then he says, I would never do it again. So, I mean, if that's not enough money, then yeah, definitely do it for fun.
There's so much work involved in it, and in the end, if you're trying to make money selling fish, you'll actually make more buying the fish from somebody else, like you're doing, Bob, and like I'm doing, and selling them rather than breeding your own.
So Steven says, Bob, whatever happened to the Goodyead fry you had? I still have them. My tequila Goodyeads and my trout Goodyeads are still spawning, and I'm supposed to have someone local bringing me a ton of trout Goodyead fry, hopefully in the next week or two. So when my website opens back up, I'll have trout Goodyeads for sale, so that'll be awesome. But yeah, I still have them. They're still doing well. John just lost his lunch when I said roaches. Roaches. Furloughs Aquatics says hornworms have been my favorite. I looked into breeding those, and I don't know, they look pretty intensive, so I didn't. But anyways. Somebody asked where to go. When do Apistogramma grow to full length? It takes years for them to get to full length. Amber Hart says, any advice on keeping honeycomb catfish? I feed them after dark on the surface, but I think they're fin nipping the other fish in the tank. So I've never had my honeycomb. I've got 3 different species of those types. I forget what the scientific name is, but and one of them is the honeycomb, and I've never had them fin nip at all. And actually, they love live and frozen food the most. So that's what I would do. And yes, we're almost 2 hours into the stream, and you are listening to my USB getting disconnected and reconnected. So, yeah, I'm surprised it took that long for someone to say something.
Finally, it's not just me.
This has been going on ever since I built this computer. It's a manufacturer defect of the front ports of the USB. And so it's like a voltage issue. So the voltage drops, and then anything that's plugged in, it disconnects. And then the voltage and then it's like, oh, it needs more voltage. And then it reconnects. And it does it like every 15 minutes. And the only time it's an issue is when it's on when I'm on Skype with someone, because then I have to turn on desktop audio. But yeah,
this is why I just use a Mac and I don't have to worry about those problems.
You got your own problems, like that cloud of smugness that is always above the Apple users. You got to deal with that though.
Well, and you got to be broke because they cost so much.
I know. Actually, Corey got a new iPhone, and I really want it only because it's like really small, and I hate large cell phones.
You know, I'm noticing at my advanced years that my vision is starting to slightly not be as good, so my phone just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I got the big one. Oh, that sounded weird. Sorry. Yeah, I got the big iPhone.
Nope. I want smaller. I like keep the font on my computer the smallest I can go. Yeah. Anyways, that's weird to talk about, but I do not want to pronounce this name, but he says at Steenfott at KGTropicals, I want to raise my GH and crushed coral at my local fish store comes at a very big bags. I mean, you could do. There's products out there, but I don't really like using those. I think crushed coral is probably the way to go. Maybe they can special order you a smaller bag. I would ask them. And even if you get a bigger bag, crushed coral is pretty cheap, at least in my area, and you can never have too much. So I would just get the big bag of crushed coral.
Stick the rest in the corner somewhere and wait till you set up another tank, and you'll have extra then.
Yep. I seem to always run out. I mean, I'm always taking down and setting up tanks, and sometimes I'm kind of lazy and I'll just take the hose and spray out all the substrate and just start over instead of like siphoning it and cleaning it. So I always run out of crushed coral. All right, what else do we got going on here? Luke, I'll probably end up sniffing my goldfish tank. That's a weird comment. All right, Zen Ginger. She's going to go sniff her goldfish tank.
That's interesting.
I think I'm missing part of that. Hey. All right, I see you. Uh-oh.
What is it?
Someone's awake. Yeah, the thing I like about I kind of like the USB sound because it always gets one person who thinks it's their computer. It always tricks one person. Pixel 5 is an awesome. Nah, I'm going back to my old Razr. Nice old flip phone.
I think I've shown dogs on every stream I've been on with you.
Is that 2 or 1? I can't tell. They're so small. Oh, okay. It's 2. Rach says, hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late. This was all of a sudden. How was I supposed to know? However, Rach responded to my members only post saying that I was going live with you yesterday.
Isn't she the reason why you called me and invited me onto this stream?
Yeah. She said, get John on here. No, yeah. But I think that's kind of funny. I mean, my new dog's right here. If John loses his internet again, I can show him. But come here.
We only got 9 minutes left, so the odds of me losing my internet again are pretty slim.
He's a really good dog, and he will not jump up on people. So I have to force him up here. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. There we go. There we go. Oh, yeah. And he'll just sit here. Oh, thank you.
I have to wait for the delay on YouTube.
Thank you.
Oh, look at him.
Yeah.
Are his ears cropped?
Yeah, they are. His previous owner cropped the ears and tail.
That's okay.
But when people like walk by the house or thank you. The drivers drop stuff off. He'll sit right at the top of the stairs with his ears perked, and he looks like Batman because he's black, and so it's like just like this shadow. It looks like a Batman shadow. It's pretty awesome.
That's cool. Oh, look at him. He's just see. I'm watching it on like a 15-second delay, so he just kissed you.
Dylan says, I had a question. I just got an eel. Do you know how many times a day I should feed it? Well, I mean, it depends on the type of eel, but honestly, I've kept lots of fish like that, and I still only feed once a day. Unless I'm trying to grow out or breed, it's just once a day. Is that a beaver? I feel like I should get that reference, but I don't. I have no idea what Jimmy's talking about. But anyways, Dylan, I would just do once a day. Live or frozen worms. They love them.
It's so funny because every single time I come onto your stream, every question is about fish I've never kept. Every single one.
Well, I mean, but you know about some of them.
Some of them, but not very many of them. So I just sit here and wait till you ask me something.
That's the best. I love being guests on other people's streams because they could just it's so much more relaxed and laid back and easy.
Definitely.
Like I was on Fisher & Fever stream like a week ago, and I don't even think I said more than like 2 sentences. It was great.
Yeah, I remember you gave away one of my fish.
Yeah, that's probably the most I talked in the whole stream. And I did it just to troll the people that left after, because people always leave once the winner is announced. So I waited till they all left. Like, I mean, there was, I don't know how many, like 60 people just like gone.
Right.
So I'm like, now let's do another giveaway. Screw all those guys.
Yeah, I was sitting there like this when you did that.
I was like, I don't know the logistics of it. You guys got to figure it out. It was fun, though. Jenny says, am I late? Yeah, we got 6 more minutes. Congrats on the dog. Is it a puppy? He is 1 year old. Michael Wall, 1 year old. You know what's funny is that I've been sending every Wednesday for the last couple of weeks. I've been sending videos to Jimmy and Corey, who are both dog shopping. And so I'm like, this dog is perfect for you. This dog is perfect for you. And I'm the one that came home with a new dog. Like they still don't have a dog.
Are you able to say what kind of dogs they're looking for? Or is that a private thing?
No, I don't.
I mean, with Corey and Katie, it's probably Chihuahuas.
No, Corey wants something a little bit bigger for like camping and stuff. So, I mean, I don't know that there's like a specific breed, but I know Jimmy, he's in an apartment, so he doesn't want something too big. But there was like this little fluff ball. I don't know what the breed was, but it looked like a little fox. And I was like, Jimmy, this is the dog for you. And he's like, oh my God, I want it.
That's a Pomeranian.
No, it was a Shy Pin or I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did Jimmy get a dog today? Oh, he said, I just got a new dog.
Oh, how about that?
Well, thanks for telling me, Jimmy. Jeez, I've only been helping you for the last couple of weeks. And you don't even tell me. Now I'm curious what you got. See, we're in a group chat too, and I'm pretty sure it's not posted in the group chat. Or, of course, I haven't been in it in a couple hours, so maybe he just got it. I don't know. Oh. He did send a photo. Okay. This is Jimmy's new dog. I don't know if that's showing on the screen. I don't know if I'm supposed to show that, but there you go.
I have to wait. Oh, here it comes. I have to wait for you. Put it right over top of me. Of course. Oh, look at that little thing. Oh, that is adorable.
What
I love
kind
it.
is it? Does it say what kind it is?
It looked like a Shih Tzu. Pardon me for cursing on your stream.
We
Pro
crossed
Papillon?
we crossed a bulldog and a Shih Tzu, and we named it.
That's a great set of hooters you got there.
Yeah, he must work out. I can imagine Corey with a Beagle or Jack Russell Terrier at his new place. Yeah, I don't know. It's a Shih Tzu Maltese, he says.
Okay.
So shit tease. Well, that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward. I don't know. Maybe he'll bring him camping one of these weekends. We go every other weekend, so maybe. Pretty cool, though. When is the video with Corey coming out? Can you believe that Corey went camping with us last time?
Really?
Yeah, pretty awesome. And now he's hooked. We've already got our next trip lined up and everything.
He's going to pull up in like a $300,000 motorhome.
The Mercedes Sprinter van. No, he just camps in his car camp.
Oh, I don't understand you people.
Well, I got an actual tent, so.
That's even. You're still sleeping on the ground. No, thank you.
No, I got a cot, dude. I got a cot.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I do sleep on the ground at some places, but. Anyways, Jimmy says, I'll finish the video tonight, release it tomorrow. There you go. Although he's got a new dog, so we might have to give him a couple days slack if it's not ready. But it's going to be awesome. I've already seen the first couple minutes of it, and it's really cool.
That's the camping video?
Yeah. Pretty excited about it.
I want to figure out a time to get out there to Seattle. But I can promise you this, if it ever happens, because, with everything going on, but I will not go camping.
Well, now we're going to make you. We're just not going to tell you. We're going to be
When
like,
you go camping, I'll get in the truck and I'll drive to the hotel and I'll come back and meet you all in the morning.
no, we're all going to carpool. Be like, hey, we're going to go check out a local fish store. And then we're going to be up in the woods with our knives.
That's fine. I'll be like, all right, I'll see you all in the morning.
Walking home.
Walk with your knives. I watch way too much true crime on YouTube to camp. I just can't do it.
There's, and surprisingly, there's a lot of serial killers in Washington.
There's a lot of stories that come out of Washington and Oregon. I mean, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just watching earlier today, like 5 unsolved disappearances, some random video, and 2 of them were out of Washington. I was like, hey, all right, go Washington.
There's a guy, I know you only got a minute left, but there's a guy that I'll refer you to. His channel is Mr. Ballin. He's a former Navy SEAL, and he dresses kind of like Tiger King, but he just tells the stories. Like, it's a story format type thing. He's really, really good. You should check him out. MRBALLEN. You'll love his channel. And he tells a lot of stories about Washington and Oregon.
Awesome. Well, that's going to do it. I think we should wrap it up. That was a good solid 2 hours after the hijinks, the hiccups.
That's what you get with me.
I know. Like I said earlier, though, thanks for coming on. I wanted to do this just for fun, and it was fun.
It certainly was. I enjoyed myself for sure. I'm glad you asked me to do it.
And thanks all the mods, everyone who super chatted. I appreciate it. And donated to the shelter. I'm absolutely grateful for that. And thank you all. And I will see you Monday evening still. And then we'll see John Thursday evening.
Yes, you will.
All right.